J-36 unveiled, China's game-changing war machine. A shadow over the skies. Imagine a weapon so audacious, so brazen that it doesn't need to fire a single shot to send shockwaves through the Pentagon. On December 26, 2024, the world caught its first glimpse of such a beast. A monstrous machine tearing through the clouds, defying every rule of modern fighter jet design. This is no ordinary aircraft. This is China's J-36, a colossus of the skies that has NATO generals scrambling, defense contractors sweating, and strategists across the globe rethinking the future of air warfare. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the heart of this aerial juggernaut to uncover what China has unleashed and why it's keeping the West awake at night. A monster unlike any other. The J-36 isn't just a fighter jet, it's a paradigm shift, a middle finger to conventional aerospace engineering. At 23 meters long with a 19-meter wingspan, it's a behemoth that could be mistaken for a stealth bomber. Yet it's a fighter, make no mistake. Its 3 roaring WS-15 engines, a configuration so wild it sounds like a fever dream, propel this titan to Mach 2.5, outpacing many missiles in active service. 3 engines on a stealth fighter? That's not a mistake. It's a calculated flex, a move by China's military masterminds to rewrite the rules of aerial dominance. The J-36's weapons bay, stretching an obscene 7.66 meters, could swallow the entire fuselage of lesser jets. It's a flying arsenal capable of housing hypersonic YJ-12 anti-ship missiles with a 400-kilometer range, PL-15 and PL-17 air-to-air missiles that can strike before the enemy even knows they're there, and even guided bombs for deep strikes. Twin side bays add short-range missiles or sensors, keeping the jet's radar signature ghostly even when loaded for bear. And the cockpit? A side-by-side setup for 2 pilots, one steering, one orchestrating a symphony of sensors, weapons, and electronic warfare. This isn't a jet. It's a flying command center, a predator designed to hunt ships, shred radar networks, and strike targets from Guam to Hawaii. A strategic middle finger. The J-36's debut on December 26th wasn't random. It was a deliberate nod to Mao Zedong's birthday, a symbolic jab that China's ready to dominate the skies with unapologetic swagger. Within hours of its first images leaking on social media, Washington's war rooms were ablaze with activity. Defense contractors like Lockheed Martin and Boeing were summoned to dissect every pixel of grainy footage. 3 months later, leaked specs sent chills down spines. A 4,000-kilometer combat radius potentially stretching to 6,000 with optimized flight. That's a reach that puts U.S. bases in Guam, Japan, and even Hawaii in its crosshairs. For bases once considered untouchable, the J-36 is a wake-up call. A punch to the gut of America's Pacific defense strategy. Power beyond the engines. Those 3 WS-15 engines aren't just for show. They don't just push the J-36 to blistering speeds or enable supercruise. Sustained supersonic flight without afterburners, slashing fuel use and radar detection risk. They generate enough electricity to power a small city, feeding an array of cutting-edge systems. Active electronically scanned array ASA radars, electronic warfare suites that can blind enemy sensors, and potentially even directed energy weapons like lasers, once thought exclusive to ground-based platforms. The J-36 isn't just a missile carrier, it's a flying electronic warfare fortress capable of jamming radars, frying sensors, or coordinating swarms of drones from thousands of miles away. The jet's design is a masterclass in deception. Its tailless blended wing body and double delta wings are sculpted to deflect radar waves like a ghost slipping through shadows. Dubbed dry gin leaf by Chinese engineers, a coy name that belies its menace, Every curve and angle is the result of thousands of hours of computational fluid dynamics, ensuring stability at both subsonic and supersonic speeds. Its air intakes are a stroke of genius. Two carrot-shaped vents under the wings feed the main engines, while a dorsal intake behind the cockpit powers the third, all designed without diverter plates to minimize radar reflection while maintaining airflow in any maneuver. A threat to the Pacific Order. The J-36's arsenal is a nightmare for the U.S. Navy. Those YJ-12 hypersonic missiles can scream in at Mach 3, striking from beyond the defensive range of most carrier groups. Paired with the jet's stealth and speed, they leave little time for reaction, turning aircraft carriers, once the untouchable kings of the seas, into vulnerable targets. The PL-15 and PL-17 missiles give it unmatched reach in air-to-air combat, downing enemies before they even spot the J-36's faint radar blip. Add in auxiliary bays for decoys, drones, or short-range missiles, and you've got a platform that can adapt to any mission while staying nearly invisible. But the J-36's true terror lies in its role within China's broader strategy. A networked warfare doctrine where each jet is a node in a web of satellites, stealth drones, and long-range missiles. Picture it. A J-36 coordinating with KJ-500 early warning aircraft, guiding hypersonic missiles from land-based launchers, and directing UAV swarms to overwhelm enemy defenses. This isn't just a fighter. It's a force multiplier designed to dismantle the U.S.'s Pacific defense network piece by piece. The West's response, a race against time. The Pentagon isn't sitting idle. Whispers of the F-47, a shadowy product of Boeing's next-generation air dominance program, have surfaced as America's answer to the J-36. But details are locked tighter than Fort Knox, and for good reason. This is a race for survival. The F-22 Raptor, once the king of the skies, is outclassed by the J-36's massive weapons bay and extended range. The F-35 Lightning II, with its single engine and limited payload, looks even more outmatched. And while the U.S. scrambles to catch up, China's production lines are humming. The J-36's design, though advanced, is streamlined for mass production, a chilling prospect in a prolonged conflict where numbers matter as much as tech. Engineering a revolution. The J-36's fly-by-wire system is a marvel, constantly tweaking control surfaces to keep this tailless beast agile across its speed range. Its radar-absorbent coating and composite airframe keep it light yet durable despite its size. Sensors studded across its nose, wings, and spine create a 360-degree data bubble, feeding an AI that processes threats faster than any human could. The dual-pilot setup, one flying, one managing weapons and electronic warfare, turns the cockpit into a mobile command hub, with AI prioritizing threats and suggesting tactics in real time. And those three engines? They're not just powerhouses, they're a strategic gamble. Even if one fails, the J-36 can keep fighting, a critical edge in hostile territory. For long-range missions, it can shut down one or two engines to sip fuel, stretching its range while maintaining the power to surge to Mach 2.5 or climb like a rocket when needed. Maintenance is a challenge, but modern engine tech has slashed downtime, making the trade-off worthwhile for the PLA's strategists. The real battle, politics and perception. The J-36 isn't just about firepower, it's a political statement. Every leaked photo, every accidental spec drop on defense forums is part of China's psychological warfare. Beijing wants the world to believe it's caught up or surpassed the U.S. in air power. But there's a catch: time. Every year of delay lets American tech, stealth, sensors, AI, directed energy weapons, close the gap. The PLA knows this, which is why they're testing a combat cloud tactic linking the J-36 with stealth UAVs, satellites, and early warning aircraft like the KJ-500. Each pilot becomes a battlefield conductor, directing a swarm of drones to jam radars, bait missiles, or strike targets. Yet this networked dream has a weak link: data security. One hack, one jammed signal, and the combat cloud becomes a sitting duck for U.S. electronic warfare systems. And in the kill zone, a battle space saturated with multi-frequency radars and long-range SAMs like Patriot PAC-3 or Aegis, the J-36's stealth will be tested to its limits. Its WS-15 engines, though powerful, face skepticism from Western analysts about their durability and sustained thrust, especially compared to the battle-proven F-119, F-22, or F-135, F-35. In a dogfight at high altitude or a desperate bid to outrun a missile, those doubts could mean the difference between victory and a fiery wreck in the South China Sea. The verdict: a new era or a bluff? The J-36 is a bold bet, a machine that challenges the U.S.'s air superiority and redefines modern warfare. It's a hunter, a command post, a psychological weapon all rolled into one. But it's not invincible. Against battle-hardened F-35s, networked U.S.-Japanese radar grids, and next-gen defenses like upgraded Iron Dome systems, the J-36 will face a brutal test. In the skies, there's no room for hype. A single missed radar lock, a split-second delay, can turn a billion-dollar marvel into a smoking ruin. China doesn't just want the J-36 to fight. They want it to prove the PLA is America's equal. That's the real game, not just military but political. As the U.S. races to counter with the F-47 and allies bolster Pacific defenses, the J-36 has already changed the chessboard. The skies are no longer America's unchallenged domain. In this deadly game, only one side will fly away intact, and the world is watching to see who blinks first.